If they kept Robert Pattinson as a standalone Batman and not the main one for James Gunn's universe, who would you fan cast? Who do I think would be a good Batman? I have two that I would like that I think are like very different ends of the Batman spectrum. I think one would be Kit Harington. I think Kit would do a great job. Kit has like a likability that's really good. And he's kind of got that like tall, dark, and handsome and like kind of haunted already. He's also giga jacked, which I think is like a prerequisite. So I think he would do that broody Batman very well. He's like 5'5". Okay, let me point something out to you guys right now. It doesn't matter what height an actor is, truly. If you don't understand that they can make actors look taller in a $100 million movie, you fundamentally do not understand how they film things. They'll put them on a soapbox. They'll make them taller. If you're worried about the height of an actor, don't. Stop. It's weird. So the other one, I think I will get a lot more pushback, but I honestly think this actor is the perfect age. He looks like Bruce Wayne. He would be very good at the billionaire Bruce Wayne. And ultimately, I think he would be closer to like the original Bruce Wayne that we saw on camera, like with the original Batman show and the Burton Batman and the Schumacher Batman. I think it'd be fun to have a little bit of that quirkiness back in Batman. And I know all of you are going to fucking hate this pick. You're going to fucking hate this pick, but Zac Efron. Zac Efron has yet to be in a superhero movie. He's got range, and I think he'd be a great Bruce Wayne. And ultimately, I think, unfortunately, because of the Nolan Batman, everybody thinks Batman has to be, Bruce Wayne has to be this like ultra, like, I'm so depressed. I'm the most depressed character in the world. I think it'd be fun to have a little bit of levity back in Bruce Wayne. And I think Efron has done really well, and Efron is fucking jacked. You're insane. I don't know. I gave you two options. You can suck my cock. That's just going to be my go-to now. I'll give you my take, and if you don't agree, you can suck my cock. Batfleck was good. That is an even more insane take. I think he's too young. He needs more gray. Nah. Bruce Wayne should look like this. Oh yeah, wow. This is the age that Bruce Wayne is in most things. He's like 35 years old. This is where Bruce Wayne is. The old gray Bruce Wayne. If you're going to start a film universe, you have nowhere to go with Bruce Wayne if you start with him at like 40 or 50 years old, right? If you are starting a film universe Batman, he is this age. He has some lines, he has some wrinkles, whatever, but he's like 35 years old. What about Jensen Ackles? Oh, Soldier Boy. Yeah. I mean, I don't hate this casting. Yeah, he's got it. He could, yeah. What about Liv Schreiber? No, bro. What? Liv Schreiber? No, he's too old. Oh yeah, wow. He's too old.
So stoked to see you back, Will.
Bro, Liv Schreiber is old.
Always make things better.
To be honest, he's like a perfect Lex Luthor. He would have been a great Lex Luthor. Too old though, for Bruce Wayne. They need to do a live action version of Batman, TASM, with the 50s Art Deco style. If they made a Batman Beyond, who would you cast as Terry McGinnis? I already said this, and everybody's going to hate this, but he looks like Terry McGinnis. He's perfect for Terry McGinnis. It's Timothée Chalamet. Timothée Chalamet right now, this age, is a perfect Terry McGinnis.
Oh yeah, wow, that's very cool.
Jensen is a good choice for Batman. He voiced Bruce Wayne
I
in
just
a few
think
animated
ultimately, like,
movies.
people have their opinions on who should be what and yada 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 and blah blah blah. But Timothy Chalamet is the right age. He looks like Terry McGinnis. He's supposed to be young. He's supposed to be built like a dancer. And honestly, if you don't think Timothy Chalamet can act, you just haven't been watching his shit. He's really good. I know he's weird. I know you probably don't like him because your girlfriend has a crush on him right now. And everybody's very bitter about that. But he fucking rules in Dune, and he's good, and he would do a good job. Guys, Batman Beyond is my favorite comic book property. It is my favorite comic book property. So for me to say that Timothy could play Terry McGinnis, like that's me being like the biggest Batman fan and being like, yeah, he'd do a good job. Liv Shriver would be good as Thomas Wayne. Yeah, but like, where the fuck are you going to get Thomas Wayne? Are they going to immediately redo Flashpoint Paradox? It's like the only time you see Thomas Wayne. That would be so weird if they immediately redid Flashpoint Paradox and they're like, oh, here's, Thomas Wayne. I mean, I guess you can have him for the Batman origin story, but I think the word is out that like, we're not doing origin stories again. We're starting in the middle of these stories, right? I would be very shocked if we got another Batman origin story. I hate that they messed up Black Adam. Really? I mean, I don't know. Black Adam was so weird for me. Black Adam was so weird for me because basically they got, okay, so I knew about this way before it happened. They got Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in a role like forever ago, and they cast like 100 movies at once, and they were like, yes, let's get him in a role. And he was originally supposed to be Black Adam, the villain, but then they were like, he's Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, let's fucking make him an anti-hero. And Black Adam was like bad, but it wasn't like egregiously bad. It was just kind of like not really the Black Adam story at all. It was like, look at Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson with superpowers, and it ultimately made money. So DC was like, yay. But like, I understand what happened, right? The majority of the main characters within the DC universe had already been cast. So they wanted to make him like this compelling character, but like, they're not going to cast him as Martian Manhunter, even though he would have been perfect, right? The bald fuck, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as Martian Manhunter. So they're like, what other main characters do we have left? Oh, Black Adam, let's go. And then the rest just happened because Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Did you hear they confirmed Clayface for Batman 2? No. Interesting. Clayface will be the villain for Batman Part 2. Okay, so I am willing to make you a bet. I am willing to make you a few bets here. Bet number one, they will not go with exclusively one villain.
Of Late Night is back. Let's go.
I think they've established their meta. I bet you see 2 or 3 villains in this Batman movie. I bet you see at least 2 or 3 villains. I'd be willing to bet you get a little Joker, you get a little Catwoman, you get a little Penguin maybe, and then Clayface is in there as well. I would also be willing to bet you don't see a Clayface that looks like this. I think in a Batman detective story, having like the monstrous, large, like almost like kaiju Clayface is something they won't do. I would argue you'd get the Batman the Animated Series Clayface, where he's like, his face is just kind of grotesque, and it kind of like melts away. I think this is the Clayface you're gonna get right here. You're not gonna get the big, like, grotesque monster Clayface. And just because it's just so hard to do. Maybe right at the end, maybe. That's just Two-Face? No, it's not. They should do Kite Man. I mean, Kite Man is like a huge character in Harley Quinn. So Kite Man's kind of having like a renaissance right now. Have a question. Would you see Tobey Maguire as the Joker? I mean, that's an interesting question. And I know why you are asking that. That's not coming out of left field. I know a lot of people are like, huh. The reason that people are asking that is because of Tobey Maguire's role in Babylon. Tobey Maguire in Babylon played this like almost Joker-like crime lord, and he was really good. I don't know if this directly translates to Joker, and right now, I would say, barring some kind of like nuclear disaster, Barry Keoghan is the Joker, right? Like Barry Keoghan is the Joker because the current film universe is Detective Batman or the Batman, and they've already cast him as the Joker. So he is the current Joker unless we get another Batman universe where they introduce another Joker, which I think is unlikely right now. I don't see it happening right now. I would love to see a more serious Mr. Freeze. I wouldn't. I love Mr. Freeze. I think he's a really interesting character. I just don't trust anybody to do a good Mr. Freeze. There's so many really good Batman villains that are kind of much more easier to do on screen, like Mad Hatter, Hugo Strange, Victor Zsasz, the Ventriloquist, Scarecrow, we haven't seen in this current universe, Poison Ivy. And then, like, I honestly think there are like the Batman villains that can exist in like the Detective Batman world. And then there are the villains that exist in like the Justice League Batman. And I don't think Mr. Freeze is a villain that exists in the Detective Batman world.
Back, King.
I think he's a villain that exists in the Justice League Batman world, if that makes sense. So other villains like I just would not expect to see in the Detective Batman world are like Killer Croc, Bane, Man Bat, Mr. Freeze, all of the like the big weird mutant villains. Yeah, Two-Face is another one that we should see, but we've just seen him before.